Is Bao Abdullah, and I'm the program manager here at the Global Startup Ecosystem, as well as the founder for EPDL Training, which is an edtech startup that's looking to inspire digital literacy practice to young professionals, including students, small business owners, young entrepreneurs, and all young career professionals today. So we are here today to look at designing with Canva as a beginner. And without wasting much time, let's dive straight into the presentation for this morning. So before we kickstart, our agenda for today is pretty simple. First of all, we'll be discussing what Canva is, just to give each and everyone here an idea and an overview of what the platform is. After that, we will then look at some few design principles to take note of. Since as I usually tell people that I coach, when you are starting a career in designing, there are some design elements and principles that you need to take care of. Because once you are able to master that, then you will be able to use any software tool that comes into the market. So we will be looking at some few graphic design principles and elements, and then we will look at, we will take like a tour on the Canva platform and look at where each tool is, what's the use of each tool. And then we will then go through a simple demonstration of how to make some few design items using Canva and the Canva app. Okay, thank you very much. Now let's dive straight in. Now, Canva is basically an online or cloud-based graphic design platform that has millions and millions of templates. And these templates cut across any design item. So any design item that you can think of, there are templates already made or already designed templates on Canva that are accessible for free, and others are also accessible via Canva's paid subscription. But with every design concept or with every design item that you have in mind, you can start it on Canva. And it's a very great app and like a very great platform, in the sense that you don't really need great knowledge in designing for you to be able to use or to perfectly make or come up with a design. With a simple, graphic design concept in mind to take note of, you can easily come up with a unique brand design that's very unique to your specific scenario or your specific use case. And just a few items that you can do on this app consist of social media graphics. So in case you need to come up with like a very simple post for your Instagram page, you can hop on Canva. Within 2 minutes, you can come up with a unique design that you can use to put across or lay across to your audience. You can have presentations. I know that most of us tend to use some softwares like Slides or Google Slides or Microsoft's PowerPoint to come up with presentation, but Canva can also give you a very great perspective, in the sense that you can simply incorporate some design concept to make your presentation look more fun, more lively. So these are some of the benefits that Canva gives to its users. And it was founded in 2013 and in Australia. So it's an Australian-based company. And over the past decade, they've done amazingly well with a vision to make designing very simple and easy to use to each and everyone. They've tried very much to they are trying very much to be able to compete against all or major software platforms, including Adobe Photoshop or the Adobe company, Google, Microsoft, and several other office-based software platforms. Now, how can you access Canva? It's like a straightforward thing to access. Most of the time, like if you want to do like a very serious graphic design, then you definitely need your computer, laptop, desktop, and you can access it via the web browser or Windows or Mac software. You can also access it via your phone. That's sometimes this has come so much in handy with the iOS and Android app. I can be in the car and someone call me that, oh, you know what, I need this quick design. And even before I reach my destination, I would just come up with a very great concept for this customer and just, cash out real quick. So this software will be great for you also to use as a start to your design career. Now, after accessing Canva on each of these platforms, these are some of the items that you can design with. There are brand items. Now, as a designer, you know that your customers' requirement differs, right? Customers' requirement differs. And when we talk about managing a brand, you know that there are several key aspects that come together for it to come live. So some brand items like logos, letterheads, t-shirts, and so on can easily be done on Canva. Printable items like brochures, flyers, posters for, that at the end of the day will need to be printed in order to like boost any marketing or advertising activities can also be done via Canva. Digital medias, that's kind of designing, let's say UI, like coming up with a very great concept for a website, social media posts, book covers, and so on can also come in handy via this platform. And also there are business resources such as pitch presentations. And one of the great benefits is that sometimes if you want to, let's say, come up with like a pitch presentation, you need to go and research about what a pitch is, what to include in a pitch presentation, and the kind of procedures or how to arrange the pages. All these are some kind of researches that you will need to do back end. But when you come on Canva and try to come up with pitch presentations on Canva, there are several templates that have already been done. So let's say if your startup is like a digital marketing agency and you want to come up with a pitch for that, you can just search on Canva pitch presentations for a digital marketing agency, and you will see that someone has already done something like that. And you don't only get to customize the design, but you get to customize the idea on the design just to make it unique and speed up the process for you. Now, there are different ways that there are different subscription plans for Canva. First of all is the free plan, and I mean, that's what I've been using for so many years now. And I've never even seen the use to use the other paid subscription. Just with the free plan, you can do almost everything. But if you want to take your design, career or design concept to another level, then you can subscribe to the Canva Pro or Canva Teams. Now, these are very easy to do. And for the sake of this presentation, all that we'll be doing will cover or will be based on the free plan, just so that you as a beginner can also jumpstart without actually losing much. So what are some of the basic rules and design resources that you need to take note of? As I said earlier, when there are some rules and like design resources that when you are able to master and note very much, you can easily implement your skills on other tools or on other design softwares like Photoshop, Canva, CorelDRAW, Illustrator. Once you are able to understand the design rules and get that kind of design eye, you can easily implement it and upgrade yourself anytime. So let's look at that. Now, first of all, is something like textures. Now, when you try designing or coming up with a design, the background of the design is very, very critical, right? Very, very critical. Because when you try to design, it's like you are trying to convey certain information creatively, right? So the kind of textures you give your design in order for the main idea to be easily conveyable to others really matters. And with Canva, there are some ways that you can use to change the textures of your background or of your design. Now, how actually can that help you? First of all, you can edit images with filters, color mix, etc., so that your design gets some kind of stunning and realistic look. You can also build an earthy foundation with background texture, and this can and this can mean kind of playing around with the contrast, the brightness, the saturation, the variance, and so on of your design. You can also browse several images, and we will be looking at specifically using the image library on Canva. You can, it also enables your colors with delicate transparent textures, and actually you can also upload your own images so that you can then have tailored designs. There's also image cropping. Now, sometimes when you incorporate an image, it's not all the parts of the image that you want to actually use. There are some key aspects that you want people's attention to be on. So image cropping also comes in handy. Now, when we talk about typography and text layout, this is a very huge deal in a life cycle of a graphic design or a visual designer. Typography is a very huge deal, and there are whole courses just on typography. Why is this very essential? So you know that design is not something that came up today. It cut across several centuries ago, where it started just like people paintings or people trying to convey messages via paintings to other people, about the kind of typography that they use, and even in newspapers. So typography is just a way that a way of combining fonts, the font size, font type, the colors, and so on, so that the user's eye or the viewer's eye can be guided. And just for instance, when you look at this this diagram here, you can see that when you look at the design, the first thing that comes to your eye is info systems. So the designer thinks that, okay, what I want is when the user sees this design, the first thing that should pop up in their mind is info systems. So you see that text is very large, it's boldened, the color is strong, and the background makes the color visible, right? Before maybe the other items also becomes readable. That is typography. So the colors, the kind of color mix that you use, the kind of font sizes that you use, even the arrangements, and that's what we talk about as text layout. The arrangement of the text also matters. And when you're able to master typography very, very well, your design goes upwards. Like your design, your creativity skills goes shoot up the roof. So take very, very good note of your typography. Now there's straightening of photos. Also back to the issue of photos. Photos are also a great resource in your design. Now, there is the sense of rotating photos. Sometimes people find it very difficult doing that, but it's very easier done on Canva, because once you are able to catch the rotating tool, you can easily rotate your design or your photo so that it becomes straight in. It doesn't look confusing in other people's eyes and so on. Next, there is the issue of stickers. Now, you know, the Gen Z society, right? We kind of tend to we kind of want to add some kind of playground to whatever we do. So stickers are also a great way to kind of channel your design in a specific way. So you can feel free to check it out. And when you are able to, you know, convey your brand in this sense, it will be a very great way to attract visual users. Now, there's also photo frames. So if you are a designer on the call, you realize that, let's say, when you try to cut out an image, it kind of tends to be difficult, especially if you want the image to have a certain shape. Now, Canva makes it very easier by providing you with several different kinds of photo frames. So a frame is something that you can clip your image into so that it takes the shape of the frame. And doing that also helps greatly, and it makes your design looks much, much realistic. And just to have the feel that you want the audience to have. Now, next also, we have magic recommendations. Okay, now this feature is currently only available on a computer. Okay, I think this was not updated, but as of now, it's also available on the app, like on the mobile apps. So feel free to check them out. Now, what are magic recommendations? So with that said, currently the AI boom is around, right? Since December last year, and especially if you are in the tech scene, there is no way you wake up a day without hearing a new AI system in place, or without hearing some wave of like a new artificial intelligence framework. Now, Canva is also trying greatly to compete on the AI landscape, even internationally. And they do this in several amazing ways. We'll look at that in the next few slides. But what magic recommendations allow you is that it allows you to quickly add elements to your design. Now we know that just like the panel on the left side, when we make a tour on the canvas space, you see how to implement these elements on the left side and what each means. But currently that you see that they are all in different categories, right? We have the template, elements, uploads, project, and so on. Now, what the magic recommendation allows you is just by pressing the slash on your keyboard, you get to search for any item that you want. So instead of going into like a specific tab, you can just use the slash and search for whatever you want. And this serves as a faster way to do things. It's just like a faster way to finish your designs. And it's so great that it speeds up your process. Something that, let's say, a design that you could use an hour to complete. When you master the magic recommendations, it can get you done like less than 30 minutes. So that's a very great thing to take note of. Now, let's talk about Canva, the Canva AI features. As I said earlier, today, there's no way you can turn your head around without seeing like an AI item. Whether you as the user know about it or not, you are like a user of AI. Whether you know about it or not, whether you know that yes, you are using it or not, you are a user. So this is just like an assurance for you to put at the back of your mind whenever you wake up. Now, you might not know it. Let's say you are kind of browsing through a web shop or like a shopping list. When you try looking at the recommendation side, that's AI in play. Let's say you want to order something from Jumia or on Amazon, and you just check the recommendations tab, and so on. That's AI in place. Now, Canva has also implemented that across all the platform cycle. First of all is Magic Write. And this is like an AI text generator and text prompt tool, which is based on ChatGPT. And we know ChatGPT to be something like a text query, right? You put in a prompt, and based on the prompt and what you feed it, it gives you like a feedback. So that's what Magic Write does. Now, why is it very necessary? Why is it important in Canva? So let's say you are trying to get a nice tag for a design. Normally, you know that, let's say when you are trying to make a promotion, right? Let's say you are designing for a promotion and you make mention of buy one, get one free. Now, apart from this, there should be like a tag underneath that you can use that users can read in order to get attached to that. Now, the Magic Write can help you generate that text very easily. And it does that very, very easily. That sometimes I even get amazed on how it does that. So that's something that is worth noting. There's Magic Design. Now, we know about AI being on the mainstream media, right? Especially within text generators. But we've not looked at how it appears within design. So it's like, dude, I know that there are some AI arts where you tell the platform the kind of art that you want it to generate, or an image. You just write a description that, okay, I want an image of so and so, or maybe I want an image of a toy sitting on a tree, holding a bottle of wine, playing with a baby, and just enter and just press enter, and it will give you so many images of a baby or someone on a tree holding a what. Now, how does it relate to design? It relates to design in such a way that you can easily tell the platform the kind of design that you want. So you can just tell it, okay, give me a social media design of Amazon making or making free giveaways of some books. Now, once you just tell it this, it will generate a design for you, and all you need to do is just edit instead of you like sitting down and kind of designing. That's one thing about Magic Design. It's just so perfect or so good that it can even boost your brain. And the surprising thing too is that it's in its early stage, so there's more future for that. And there are more things to expect pertaining to that. There's also AI video editing. Now, this is also a feature that you can look at, especially for videographers and video editors. There's also AI image magic, which transcribes text to image. So you just type what you want to see, and it will generate the image for you. There's magic edit, magic erase, and auto crop. All this helps in twerking and editing images. Now, there's also advanced photo editing with re-editable filters, effects, there's product photo mastery, and a whole lot. Now, I don't want us to waste much time here, else we can spend so many hours just talking about the AI features on Canva. Okay, now there's the app extensions. What does the app extension do, you might ask? So these extensions are like third-party apps. The Canva platform is very unique, right? And it's unique in its own way, but there are some other parts that it lacks. So the parts that it lacks is where the third-party extensions come in, where third-party developers can create other apps and be part of the Canva ecosystem. So this helps. So example of this can be like Dropbox photos. Now, you can have your photo libraries in your Dropbox, and there's a way that you can upload images on Canva that's from your local drive. So if you have an image on your PC or on your phone, you can upload it to Canva. So what if your images are not on your local drive, but on, let's say, a Google Drive or Dropbox or even Instagram? So with this third-party extension apps, they use APIs embedded in it so that you can easily transfer your resources from one platform to Canva. Now, this is a very great thing to look at, and that's just one example of the app extension aspect. There are smart mockups. Smart mockups are also a way that you can try to create mockups of a design. Let's say you want a design of yours to be on a t-shirt. You can easily visit the mockup site. So you can visit the app extensions, then choose mockups and just drag and drop your image on a t-shirt, on a cap, so that you can have like a design that you can use for your activities, like printing them out and so on. One of the app extensions that I use a lot are the QR generators, the QR code generators. So when you have like a design that you want to include like a QR code on it, instead of going outside Canva and using like a QR code platform to generate a QR code, you can easily do that on Canva, and automatically it appears on your design. You can see how simplifying Canva is becoming to end users, right? Apart from that, also there are free image resources. Now, somewhere in, I think, 2015 or 2018, Canva bought Pixabay and Pexels. So these two companies, or these two platforms, Canva bought them. And the reason why they purchased these companies is so that users can easily pick images from these platforms. if you don't know what this platform does, let me just talk about it in a minute or two. So you know that there are, if let's say you want to search for an image or you want an image to use, let's say you want an image of someone typing or someone coding, you can just search on Google, right? You can search on Google of something like developer coding, and it will give you so many images of like a developer writing code. But what you don't know is that these images, Google just searched across the web for these images. So some of these images are not for free. Some of these images are on other platforms and they are being sold. And when you use it across your site, let's say on your website, on your social media, and the owner sees it, he or she can prosecute you, take you to the court, and you can pay huge fines for that. And people have actually been found culprits. Every day, people just make these mistakes and they end up paying huge monies just for using someone's image online. Now, Pexels and Pixabay are some of the platforms that people upload images on it, and any image that you pick up from these platforms can be used for free. So you can just go on this, download any image, twerk it any way you want for free. And Canva bought it. Canva bought these platforms, and now people can easily, even while designing on Canva, you quickly want an image, you can go to the app extension side, go to Pexels or Pixabay and choose any image for free. So that's just a little background about that and how greatly it's really helping the design ecosystem. There are also platforms that you can get fonts, videos, colors, any design item you want. There are other platforms that you can get them for free, and you need to be aware of that so that you don't end up paying huge monies. Now, okay, so how then do you design on Canva? I'm sure that's a question that people that's in the mind of so many people on the call now. As we've talked so much about what the platform does, how it's helping, and so on, you can come up with a design in these 5 simple steps. I know it says 5 easy steps, right? But let's see whether it's easy or not, and that will be for you to judge. So first of all is you launch Canva and taking note of steps in creating a logo. So we are taking a logo as the case example here. So all you need to do is launch Canva, and that's after you've gone through the sign up and everything. Then you search for logo. Just search for logo. And if you want it to tailor specifically for what you want, if you want a logo for like a restaurant logo, be specific and search restaurant logo, or catering logo, motorbike logo. Try and be specific. Else it will give you a pool of logos that you find difficult looking through. Then you browse through the professional templates. Now we are looking at this in the shoes of a beginner, someone who is not really vested in design. So you then look through and find like a specific one or a professional logo that you want. And then you then customize it by changing the text, font, colors, combinations, shapes, so that it reflects your brand. Now, I know this is not like a whole graphic design course, else there are some key tricks that I would have mentioned, but just for the sake of this course, and understand that you don't need to come up with everything on your own, right? You don't need to sit down and come up with everything from your mind. That's unless you are a professional who can do that. Else, you will spend days and days without really achieving anything. And that's why Canva comes in handy, because of the template. So once you find a template that's unique to you, that you see that, yeah, I think I'll go with this one, feel free, go with it. Then customize it by changing the text, the fonts, the colors, and incorporating different shapes, right? And after that, you can also look at the other icons and images and a whole lot more that you can incorporate it so that your design becomes more customized. And finally, you then save and download your design. And you can do that in different formats. There's JPEG, there's PNG, there's PDF. There are all these ways. And even you can share it directly to your website and social media. And that's one thing I'm like, it's making design easier, I know sometimes when I tell my design friends that, okay, for this design, I use Canva, then they'll be like, oh, Canva is for lazy people. I just look at them and laugh and say, okay, I'm okay using that for now. Though I use Photoshop, I use Illustrator and other stuff, but because of the simplicity of Canva, I tend to use that a lot for different professional sake. Now, I'll give us a little break before we try to go through the Canva workspace. So let's just give ourselves like a 30 seconds break. All right. So as we are on the break, you can post your questions in the Q&A and also interact with the chat with other people on the call. We'll continue shortly. Okay, welcome back. Now let's talk. Now we are going to tour the Canva workspace, all right? And I will share my screen. I will share my screen now again. Okay, that's perfect. So this is Canva. You can visit www.canva.com. That's very simpler. And you can access it via other mediums too. So you can download the app, or you can go to the Google Play Store or App Store just to visit or just to install the app on your phone. And that's very easier to do. So with that said, concluded, now this is the Canva workspace. And at the top here, you can see different tabs. So here we have design spotlights where you get different tabs. So photos and videos, you can just check out the video editor, as we mentioned, photo editor, and so on. There's prints, and this is like specifically tailored to only printable items. And here also, it gives you access to smart mockup so that you can, anytime you make a design that you want it to be printed, like t-shirt, for instance, it will give you like a t-shirt that you can easily put the design inside and it will appear. That's in fact, it's also a very great thing to look at. And there's marketing, where you have different aspects of it too that you can use for your brand. There's so business, there's education, and then plans, learn. That's very great on that point. Now, there's also the account side where you can update and even create a team. And that's part of the Canva Pro that if you want to collaborate with, let's say, people in your workspace, you can easily look at that as well. And at the left side here, though we've not launched the design space, like the workspace. This is the like the home page space that you can turn to search for the template that you want. So let's just go straight ahead. Now you remember our 5 easy steps in designing, right? So let's try and design a logo. Now I would search for, let's say for now, what I want is an e-commerce logo. So e-commerce logo, then I'll search. And here it will load thousands of logos for e-commerce. Now I'll just go through and find a specific one that catches me. I wish we all could do this together, where you choose the specific one that you want us to modify. And remember, anytime you see this crown, that means it's Canva Pro. Canva Pro means that it's a paid, subscription. So I'll go through. Let me go through and find like a more catchy one. Okay, e-commerce. All right, so let me take this. Now, what will I do? I'll just click and it will just give me the specific. You see that here it was designed by Gabriel, and it also recommends several other logos that I can use. But let me go straight ahead and customize this. All right, so now it has opened the workspace, the design workspace, and you look at how this matters. So here, first of all, I can easily go back to the home page. I can easily come back here and then file, and this gives me options to rename. Let's say the name of the logo, or the name of the logo that I want should be Mind Commerce, or let's say Mind Shop. So right now we've just created an imaginative company, and if you want to invest, you can see me backdoor. Okay, I can create a new design, import files. Now these are just some few items that we switch, that we just move forward. Now there's Magic Switch, which is a paid plan. But let's go straight ahead before we start tracking this, let's look at what this means. So on the left panel, you can see design. Now this way you can access templates. So the template being that I can choose like a different design that I want to use. So let's say I chose this one, but later it's not really catchy. I can go through and choose another one, or I can even add a page. So I already have this existing one at the top, and then that's if I want to explore different concepts, and I can choose, let's say, this one, and it automatically appears here, and I can work around with that. So let me just move back. So that's it for design, the design template. There's stars where I can choose the color combinations. And this also very great in the sense that there are whole websites for that. But here Canva has embedded this service or this feature within the platform, so that you don't need to go, or you don't need to move beyond Canva. Even just on that, you can easily choose like a color combination that really match what you want. There's elements. Now this element side is one of the places that I sleep anytime I'm designing on Canva, because most of apart from text, most of the other items I need are here in the elements, and this can include. So let me just go to the recent ones that I used. So these are all icons that I can incorporate in my design: location, calendar, and so on. These are images. These are also icons, like social media icons. And here is like a frame, an example of a frame. There are arrows, images. There are a whole lot of things to see over here. But it has also been grouped in shapes. So within the shape side too, I can have access to lines, different kind of shapes that I want, and so on. Now, apart from shapes, what else do we have? Graphics. We have AI image generators. And this part of the AI feature that we looked at. So there's like an AI image generator that generates an image that. So here, a giraffe in a Lela Quinta Wonderland. Wow, I don't know why people search for this, but yeah, it gives you whatever you ask for. There are stickers, photos, videos. Now there's text. So when you are able to really understand typography, this part would be very, very necessary for you. And you know that for a design, it's like you are trying to communicate visually something, or you are trying to communicate something visually to your audience. So the typography also matters. And there are, when we talk about Canva, we are talking of templates. We are talking of templates. Normally, for something like this, I can, let's say, add a subheading, or no, even before a subheading, I can just click on add a heading. Let me drag it here and type, sorry, what was the name of our business? My shop. And then I can add another, let's say, subheading, and then find all shoppable items here. Right. So with that, I can just be I can be advancing and then be working much on that. So you can see that when I incorporate the text, I can choose any of these elements just to customize it. First of all is the font type. So when I click on that, it opens this part where I can choose the font that I want, or I can search for what I want. So if I click IBM Plex, so you see that it has changed, and I can manipulate the size. I can choose the color. So anytime, understand that for the elements at the top, anytime you click on it, it opens the options for you on the left plane, and it's easier to remember and easier to take note of. I can choose the color, and then the other bold, italic, and so on. There's also alignment. Now, these are all ways to play. These are things to play around with bulleting, spacing, and a whole lot. And there are even other options over here as well. So anytime you click an item or an element on your design, first of all, it opens the options or the element options above. So let's do same for this. So that it's open the option here. And I can consider here, it has two colors. So I can change the color. Let me choose this. I can change it to blue. When I choose the orange, well, let's maintain the orange. Right. So let me just delete this once, delete this, and delete this as well. So that's for text. I mean, these are some things that you can play with, right? There's brand, but these ones are for paid customers only. But for the sake of our, activities, we just use the free ones. Now there's upload. Here we talked about uploading stuff, and here this is like my primary account on Canva. So if I'm going to open that, the upload side, there are a whole lot of things that you would see. So let me just maintain my secrecy for now, right? There's draw. Okay, so for upload, you can upload files easily. You just need to click on upload, then you choose what you want. So let me choose this image, and then it will get added to the upload file side. And when I want it in my design, all I need to do is just click and right here. So that's just something. And okay, let me click, and you can see here I can easily manipulate. Okay, I don't think this really fits the shop or the e-commerce, but just for demonstration's sake, I can play around with it. So you can see that anytime there's this white spaces, that means that I can drag them out so that it can enlarge or it can close out, and I can click and move so that it can be at any position that I want. We get it. So I'll just delete it. Now, these are the draw. Now, draw, so it gives me an easy access to customizing what I want, right? And there's the apps. Now, this is what we talked about, where you can access third-party services. You can go to your app. So these are some of the apps that I've used most recent. And let's just, okay, before I go to my apps, here also it has kind of categorized it has categorized the third-party apps. So I can incorporate charts. So charts, okay, let's just move forward with it. I can incorporate charts and also photos, videos, backgrounds, and so on. Now let's move forward with it. There are the AI-powered stuffs. So let's just do an example of a QR code. So I just click on the QR code generator. Now I should enter the URL. Let me just search for any URL per se. Okay, canva.com. So I'll just copy this URL, come back and paste it. And then I can generate the code. So once I generate it, you see that it has automatically imprinted it on my design. And whenever someone just scans it, it will take that person to the QR code, to the end service. That's one of the simple ways that we can do that. And normally you need to do that on a different platform and then bring it back here. You get it. So that's just something to do very easy. There are also several apps that you can play around with. Then there's projects, there's photos. Now, these are just other items that you can look at. Now, let's come back to our design and let's customize this as quick as possible because of time. So first of all, I'll need to redo this. So now you just understand that I just double click, especially when it comes to text, you just double click the text and then I'll change it to mine. And then same for this, mine shop. And then the shape. So let's say that, okay, I don't want this. I want a different shape, right? I'll go to elements. I told you elements is one of the places that I sleep. So, and then I'll search for something related to e-commerce and then search. So it gives me graphics, and I think graphics is what I'm searching for. So I'll go to see all, go through them and look at something that will catch. You can see that most of the items are pro, but there are other free items. So if pro, I think it's just $1 for you to access an element. So if you want to use that, you can easily make purchase of it also. Okay, I think let's say I want to go with this. So I'll just click and it appears in my design. Now let me drag it. And then maybe push this one down here. And then resize it. So this is very easy to use. All you need to do is just click and drag, click and drag. But when you have a very good design eye, that would be a very great thing, like a plus. So now I want to customize this. Or in fact, I can drag this and then I can rotate it using this item here so that it becomes like a package in a basket. Not bad. Because of time's sake, I think let's just take this as a very great design. I know. And here I can manipulate the colors. So you need to take note of the colors that you want to use, else you won't have a very good design. So the colors I want are just orange, blue, and black. Not this blue. So let me take this. So this is the middle list. Okay, maybe this should be blue. This should be this orange. And this should be this orange. All right. So I can select all of these and then enlarge it. I know when you are a beginner, you'll be somehow difficult accessing some of these stuff, but it's a very simple thing to do. You drag it to the center. So assuming I'm done, right? Let's assume that I'm done with this. Okay, no, I think you need like a subheading. So let me push this to the top and then go to text and then add a little bit of body text. Let me drag this here. I think we used a certain subheading, but I've forgotten what Let's just generate a different one. Oh, okay. That even reminds me. Let's try to use Magic, Canva Magic or Magic Write. So you see that once I click here, Magic Write. Now let's try something. Rewrite, more fun, more fun. So okay. First of all, let me just write something here. Where everyone shops. So I think I've stolen Malcolm's subheading, but let's use Magic Write to rewrite it. Oh wow, this is a paid. Interesting. Try it out. Okay. The go-to shop destination. Well, generated with AI. I think let's just rewrite it again. More fun. Something like that. The ultimate shop till you drop. This is fancy. I think I'll go with this, right? Let me bold in it. Still make it a bit smaller. Or let me just bring it down here. Enlarge it. Okay, and then let me select all and move it to the left. The ultimate shop till you drop spots. That's fancy. I might steal this tag very soon. All right, so assuming we have this design now and assuming that this is okay for us, let's just go straight ahead to download it. So when you want to save it or download it, okay, actually this is already saved. It's a cloud-based software, so automatically this is already saved. And you can see that here, all changes saved. So even if I close this design, I can come back 1,000 years time. Okay, let's just say some days time, and I'll still have my design. I can continue editing it, continue where I left off, or I can go straight ahead to save it. Can do that. Go to share, go to download, and then choose how I want to download it. Let's say JPEG, and then straight away go to download. So you can see it has downloaded, and I can simply open it. So this is our design now. Voila. And that's it. We are done. So that's just an easy way to make your design. And it seems like we have just a few minutes time. So let's just pause the tour. And remember, there's design school where you can easily learn much about Canva and how to use it. It's all on Canva, and you can do that very simply. So you can connect with me via email, LinkedIn, and Facebook, any medium that you think is great. And I have this coming up course that's launching soon, or that we are starting very soon. So feel free to check it out. If it's great for you, you can sign up, you can enroll, and you can then get to learn more about Canva. And this is like very, very detailed course for each and every one. And we start right at the beginning. There are several case studies. You learn how to design a logo, how to design social media items, books, book covers, presentations, everything that you need to learn on Canva will be opened up within this course. So feel free to subscribe to that. Now, let me just go through the Q&A and answer some of the questions that we have. Okay. Hi, about leaving your design so that I continue the next time. So I have a question. Sometimes when I log in the next day, I get limited tools. You get limited tools. I don't understand how limited. Okay, so when you are on the free plan, the tools that there are thousands of tools that are accessible for free. You get it. So when you come back, the same tool should be available, and your design should be accessible, unless maybe you sign in with a different with like a different email. You can't preview your designs. Okay, so let me just show you a quick way to do that. And even with the presentation, with this presentation, I think I'll share the link. I'll share the link that you can use to preview this presentation. And you don't, though I made the presentation, you can easily preview that. Now let's just look at how you can do that in Canva, right? So let's say you have this design. Let's say I have this design. When I go to share, public link, so I can come here and then copy the link, create public link. So here I've copied the link. So you can easily preview here, share, then go to public link. Or you can come over here, anyone with the link, where you can get a link for other people to only view. If you want them to edit, you can come to can edit, but for them to view only, you can use that over here as well. Now, how do I get access to this app? I think we've looked at that, so you can check them out as well. Okay, I think that'll be the end of our of this session. If you want to learn more, feel free to check out the course that I shared, the course information that I shared. Okay, I think all right. So as I was saying earlier, you can come to share. So let's say you have this design, you come to share, then you use public view. So you come here and you can easily copy a public link where anyone with the link can have access to it. Or you can go to anyone with the link, people should be able to view, or you can give the access to edit, just like you do for Google Drive and so on. You can copy the link and share it with the world. Okay, thank you very much. I think we've exhausted our time. It was really, really great to have you as an audience today. And I just wish a very great design journey to you. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn, Facebook, or any of the media. Thank you very much, and hope to see you another time. Bye-bye.